Hi guys! With the announcement of Pokémon Sword and Shield DLC, I found it was a great time to talk about the games themselves, and so welcome back to another opinions video. Today, however, we will be focusing on Pokémon Sword, as that is the game that I currently own and there are only minor differences to both games. I have played almost every Pokémon game, from Pokémon Blue on the Game Boy up until Pokémon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon for the Nintendo 3DS. One thing that I can confidently say is that if you are new to the Pokemon series in general, this is still a good starting point like every other one of the Pokemon games that came before it. Even though Pokemon Sword had a fair share of controversies before launch, it still managed to sell very well. Game Freak had cut more than half of the Pokédex and now we are seeing as to why they had done so, which we all knew was for future DLC releases. There is a new expansion coming out for Pokemon Sword and Shield called the Isles of Armor and the Crown Tundra, which will be coming with their own unique Pokédex, and together will add more than 200 returning Pokemon that are currently uncatchable in Pokemon Sword and Shield. Pokemon Sword, like any other Pokemon game, has you starting off as a kid who is just recently going to be embarking on his Pokemon adventure with absolutely no worries or possible danger from his mother. Once you embark on your quest to catch all Pokemon that you possibly can fit in your pockets or your bag, you will encounter the first 3 starters of the game. In typical Pokemon fashion, you have the Fire starter Scorbunny, the Water Pokemon Sobble, and the Grass Pokemon Grookey. Sobble is quite scary with his 3rd evolution, and Scorbunny's 3rd evolution just looks like Bugs Bunny with pants on. Once you pick your starter of choice, you head off on your way with your friendly rival Hop. Hop is an interesting character. By interesting, I mean extremely annoying, and tends to stop you almost every 5 minutes of the game to just chat about the same thing he has been saying for the past 2 hours in the game. Please return to the annoying rival. The newer friendly rival route that Game Freak has been taking has always been weaker, in my opinion. I miss the days in Pokemon Red and Blue where they would actually choose the stronger version. If you chose Charmander, they would choose Squirtle, and it would become an actual rivalry, with the rival being extremely obnoxious and annoying, and just you wanting to take him down. This new friendly rival route, I just feel like patting his back instead of taking him down. And, I just want them to return to the old one. Oh yeah, guys, there's one more thing that I have to talk about that I feel has not been talked about enough. How come in certain situations you will be fighting inside and all of a sudden it'll switch to like this pixie dust area? Yeah, you see that right there? That right there? I have no idea why it was not animated. Like, there was no background animation put into it, yet when you start fighting a gym leader or even in certain areas inside, the background is fully animated. Like, I really don't understand this. That was just lazy. Like, it was just super lazy. I don't understand why they did it. Anyway, I just needed to get that off my chest. Generally, the adventure is a good one with mystery and intrigue as you try to find out what's happening to this region as they introduce a new mechanic called Dynamaxing. Pokemon seem to be affected by this strange cloud, and it's up to you to take a detour and find out what is happening. Oh, also, they have something called Gigantamaxing. The difference being with a Pokemon Dynamaxing, they just become a bigger version of themselves, while in Gigantamax, they take a whole new form altogether. To clear some things up, the only way to get a Pokemon to Gigantamax is to catch a Gigantamax Pokemon in the wild area, which leads me into my next point. The wild area. The wild area is what Pokemon Sword and Shield should have been, and the developers were listening to the backlash as the new expansions are set entirely in the wild area. You are able to see Pokemon in the wild and watch them walking around aimlessly. You can choose your battles like in Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, and visually it's overall a much better system and experience to Pokemon. However, it does have its problems. For one, the Pokemon animations seem lifeless as all they are doing is just walking around blindly and running into you when they feel like it. It would have been nice to push the switch to the limits and show Pokemon behavior like eating or even fighting each other as you watch. Since the video is becoming slightly lengthy. What I will say, my time with Pokémon Sword was a good one. It had its moments, however, due to the story being slow. I tended to play for a few hours, then quit and play something else and come back to it when I had a Pokemon itch of sort. If you are a newcomer to the Pokemon series, this game is probably the best starting point for you, as it introduces new mechanics and the wild area itself. I would fully recommend it even to hardcore Pokemon fans. However, just be warned, the story is lackluster and slow, so you might quit like I did halfway through and then come back to it about later. However, once the game started picking up, it was an enjoyable experience, but it was not a memorable one. Only one thing left to do, wait for the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor, and then check them out and do another video. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit like or dislike, and please subscribe to join the Glaves. Love ya, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.